I still remember the way the chandelier light glinted off Patricia's pearl necklace that Sunday evening in her grand home on the outskirts of Denver. The Rockies stood sentinel in the distance through the large windows. It was supposed to be a routine family dinner with her famous herb-crusted chicken. Ryan chatted with his mother about his real estate projects while I sat quietly, hoping to avoid the usual undercurrents. Patricia set her fork down deliberately, her eyes meeting mine. "Brooke," she said, her voice laced with that familiar superiority. "You're too simple, too ordinary for my son. You should get out of his life and let him find someone who matches our world." The words landed like stones in still water. I glanced at Ryan, my heart in my throat, waiting for him to speak up, to remind her of the vows we made. Instead, he offered a weak chuckle. "Mom sees things clearly sometimes," he murmured, not meeting my eyes. Something deep inside me shifted. Not into anger but into clarity. Years of comments about my teaching job being quaint, my clothes not designer, my family's modest Midwestern roots versus her Colorado land legacy. They all crystallized in that moment. I stood slowly, the chair scraping softly. "I'll save us all the discomfort," I said, my voice steady despite the storm within. I picked up my bag and walked out into the crisp mountain air. The drive to Megan's downtown apartment was a haze of streetlights and tears I finally allowed. She opened her door without questions, pulling me into an embrace that felt like solid ground. Over chamomile tea, I unpacked the weight I'd carried. The way Ryan's silence had enabled Patricia's digs. How I tried baking elaborate pies or dressing up to earn approval that never came. "You've been shrinking yourself for them," Megan said gently. "It's time to stand tall." The next morning, I met with a compassionate family law attorney in Lodo, Denver. She explained the process with patience. Colorado follows equitable distribution, meaning assets like our jointly purchased home and savings from both our incomes would be divided fairly based on contributions and needs. No drama, just clear legal steps to protect my future without vengeance. It felt empowering, not destructive. In the weeks that followed staying with Megan, I reflected on our beginning. Meeting Ryan at a charity event for local schools, his charm making me feel valued at first. But love without boundaries erodes. The mediation session was the turning point. Patricia looked tired, less armored. Ryan finally voiced what he'd avoided for years. "I failed you, Brooke. I should have stopped this long ago." Patricia's eyes welled up. I thought I was guiding him toward success, but I heard a kind woman who loved my son. "I'm sorry." We reached a fair agreement. I received my equitable share to start fresh in a cozy apartment with mountain views. There were no winners or losers, just 3 people learning hard truths. Today, I return to my classroom with renewed light in my eyes. The lesson carved into my heart is simple yet profound. Real family lifts you up with respect, not diminishes you to fit their mold. By choosing myself with grace instead of bitterness, I didn't burn bridges. I built a stronger path forward. Sometimes the bravest act is walking away with your dignity intact, opening space for genuine healing.